And what really set it off was our neighbor across the street came over one Easter Sunday and brought her little boy. He's about 3 or 4. And he was dressed up in a white suit, little short pants, and white shoes, and he looked so cute. And when they left, I told Carol I wanted one of those. And he suggested we try that afternoon.
That wasn't hard to do.
And we did, and I don't know to this day whether I got pregnant that afternoon, but that month I got pregnant. And little Bill resulted.
Little Bill. He had an echo there too, didn't he?
I got that little boy, like the one across the street, and I was so proud of him.
Well, didn't he have an echo there too a little later?
Well, a little later Brad came along, but we'll get to that. I want to tell you something about Bill first, okay? One day I went shopping at Willow Lawn and had Bob and Bill with me, and I bought both of them a candy bar. I think it was a Tootsie Roll. And we got in the car and pulled out of the parking lot. I turned to make a, well, I went to make a left turn, and when I did, the door came open, and Bill fell out of the car. And Bobby screamed that Bill had fallen out, and I stopped the car real quick and ran back to him, and he was crying, and his mouth was full of chocolate Tootsie Roll. And I was scared to death. He didn't get hurt, thank goodness for that. He's real lucky. But that was an exciting thing to happen.
All right, now here is the back of the house where we had a tree house, but the tree must have died, so the tree house and tree both have gone. And this is the 32-foot recreation room we built on the back of the house, which was as big as the whole house, actually double the size of the house. And
we used to have some nice times in that room on the back.
Yeah, that really made us stay in the house another 5 years.
It was it was here that everything happens. It seems like 3.5 years. It took us 3.5 years to have Bobby, and when she was 3.5, we decided to have Bill. And when Bill was 3.5, lo and behold, we found out that another little baby was on the way, and it turned out to be Brad. And he was a little dried up, wrinkled prune, but I loved him so much. I thought he was the most adorable little baby I had ever seen in my life. As a matter of fact, some of the neighbors used to kind of poke fun at me the way I carried on over Brad and Bill and Bobby. I can see Brad and John Dadney and all his little friends playing in the backyard of this house right now, and they love that little tree house.
Yeah, I built that tree house, and I finished the inside of that recreation room, too. That tree house was something like you never would see.
Oh, I know it. It was so cute. They loved it.
Well, let's see here. We have done all the damage at that house we can do. So we decided that we would expand things a little bit. And we were too close to our neighbors there. We needed more space. So we decided to go to South Richmond, and then we ended up in Salisbury over there.
And that was my dream house.
Yeah, the dream house of Louise Y. Bolling.
Of all the places I've lived, I'll never live anywhere that I loved as much as I did that house. That was my dream house. That was where Brad used to like to go fishing so much.
Yeah, I see him walking down the street with his fishing
little
pole.
String of fish, and I'd have to cook them for him. And he even brought frogs home, and I had to fry frog legs.
And here we are there.
I wish we could see it better. I wish we had a better.
Too many trees this time of year.
Yeah. But you can't really tell what it
We
looks like
spent
there.
20 years there. We added a garage and sort of a family room onto this house.
That's a beautiful house.
That was an acre lot. We went from a postage stamp to an acre. Very difficult to get a picture of the house, though, from the street because of the time of the year and the trees.
It holds some really fond memories. I remember when I first saw that house, I knew the minute I laid my eyes on it that it was what I wanted. It was all I needed to be happy with.
And before we leave here, the reason we left here is that I needed more space again. I felt like the area had built up so much, it was like being in the city again. So I found this house out in the woods in Powhatan County, and my sweet little wife first resisted, but then she decided that she liked to be with the birds and the bees too. So we, in 1986, moved to Powhatan, Virginia.
I think it was 1985, honey.
Give or take, plus or minus one.
No, we've been here 4 years.
So here we are, out in the country here. First we had 12 acres, then we had 37 acres, and now we've got 25 acres with our son Brad living next door to us. And a lot of space, a lot of birds, dogs, cats,
Deer.
deer, leaves,
Mm-hmm.
grass to cut. This is what made the other yards look so small. I had to really think in big terms when it comes to cutting grass around a place like this. Anyway, we hope to enjoy this for as long as we are able to get up and down this long driveway. How do you like this, baby?
Well, I like it a lot.
Okay, well, we'll sort of let the tape fade out here because we're just about up to the present time. You have anything else to say?
Well, we just passed my rose garden. That's no more. There's my fern garden that Rambo loves to dig in.
Okay, this is the house, and we have a pond lake in the back of the house. And honey, we'll say so long to all our friends. We'll hope to add to this tape later.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. video that we put together, and it was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
One time I had the piano, I had the camera off when I thought I had it on, and vice versa, so we had to go back the second day to do the rest of it. But the fact that all the houses I lived in for the last 65 years are still standing gave me the idea. And of course, Mother got into the picture, Louise, that is, got into the
When
picture
we moved into our first home.
in 1948. So it just so happens when we're making this little part of the film, which is November the 11th, 12th, 1989, that we are celebrating our early Thanksgiving dinner, and we have our whole family here. So while we have this advantage, we will let Mother Bolling here introduce some of our family.
Now let's start with the smallest one.
Oh, there we go.
Miss April. April, you are 8 years old, aren't you?
No.
How old are you?
7.
You'll be 8 in December. Okay.
7. She's
This is
7
eight.
and 7/10.
This is 8. And next I want to introduce our sweet little daughter, Bobby. Bobby,
Today.
tell him how old, tell him when you were born,
I
Bobby.
was born on September 2nd, 1951, in Richmond, Virginia, and I was the
And our
first
first-
child.
Yes, right. our
And
first-
I was also the test baby.
But she was a nice baby. I was so proud of you, Bobby.
You're the oldest.
I'm the oldest one, and they did all the experiments on me.
Like tossing her up in the air. Like a
Throwing
little
shoe
ball.
water, cold water on her.
Yeah, I remember that even today.
Yeah.
It was so
Dragging you around
cold.
on a beat-up wagon.
Michelle. This is Bobby's daughter, Michelle. That's first granddaughter. Isn't she sweet? Isn't she pretty?
Our first granddaughter.
And tell them what school you're in, and what you're doing with your spare time.
Oh yeah, she's got some
I'm in
interesting
Martin
life.
and I work at the rescue squad and have a great boyfriend now. Who I want to see really bad.
Right, get out of here and see him, huh?
Yeah, I just want to see him.
All right, let's introduce Michelle's stepfather, Bobby's husband, John.
Mr. John.
Hi. I'd like to take this opportunity to let you know how truly pleased I am to be a part of the history of the Bolling family and of this video. This video is, of course, show business, and there's no business like, hey, come back here.
All right, next is Bill. He's that second.
Hey,
Laurel
Bill.
and Coca.
And Max.
Max. I call it Coca. How they going way back, aren't we?
Well, that is a long ways back. Hello over there.
Come on up, baby. Good to see you. There you go.
You're
You gotta get used to the spotlight.
Boy, it's bright in here.
Get used to the spotlight.
Extra bright.
All stars have to get used to the spotlight.
Right, take a picture of his boots. Take a picture of his boots.
Did you really do
Got water in the pants too.
Do what?
Hello, Michelle.
I think Michelle.
Are you ready to get a shot of Michelle?
Nice pointy nose.
This is Michelle. This is Michelle, Bill's wife.
And I really don't want to.
And Michelle is going to present us with a little boy in a few days named Sean Michael.
So, like I said, that will be the next grandchild. 16 years age difference there.
Right.
Who's next?
This is called Carroll.
Oh,
Carroll?
This is Brad's wife.
I feel like I'm on This Is Your Life.
Tell us that you're Carroll Jr.
Carroll Bolling Jr., or second.
Second.
That's Bolling.
Yeah, that's right. That's
The
right.
Bolling family.
Got two Carroll Bollings.
And who's
And
the
I have been Carroll Bolling the second since July 29th, 1989 of this year.
Why'd you think that?
Last but not least, we'll introduce Brad. He was the last one to come along.
Also, the accident.
Brad, you weren't an accident.
An accident. How many years ago now?
29 years ago.
29 years ago.
I wonder why he thinks he was an accident. It was 4 years and 4 months between each one of y'all. You know
That was an accident too. Bye.
Well,
Bye-bye.
so long, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, dear.
Bye-bye. Bye. 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 See y'all. Bye. Bye. Boy.
Oh, Michael, let's not be too hasty about this.
Hasty was when we were changing our plans every 2 minutes. Julia.